What is up, guys? Yes. All right, we got Austin here showing up for our coaching class. Woohoo! All right, and we got Troy. What up, Troy? Heck yeah. All right, so we got everyone showing up for class. We got Troy in the house. What up, man?
What's up? Hey, sorry I'm late.
Dude, better late than never, man. You showed up.
Yeah.
Glad to have you, man.
And I missed Tuesday too, because for some reason it wasn't showing up on my calendar right, or I think it was defaulting to a different Google Calendar of mine or something. But here
It's
we are.
okay. You have the recordings.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought too. But hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. All right. Well, today I have an exciting class. Okay, like today is going to be one of those days that like we are actually going to be building software, right? Like this is one of those things. The reason why is I have a constant need for two things. One, every single time somebody comes to me, they say, Jeff, have you tried this tool? Jeff, have you tried this tool? Jeff, have you tried this tool? And I'm just like, man, I really need to have a place to like keep all of these tools, right? Like, and it actually needs to be mine. It doesn't, I don't want it to be somebody else's, right? What up, Sticky Fingers? Showing up for class. Heck yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. All right.
Lovely seeing your face today.
Yeah. That's the background I wish I was in.
Oh, we're gonna get you there, man.
Yeah. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good.
All right, so today we're gonna be talking about how essentially I have all these tools that people they come to me and they say, Jeff, have you seen this tool? And it's just like, I need to have a place to host all these tools. That's the first need, right? The second need is I actually need to have a place that like everybody here has offers, right? It's not only just tools, but there's offers that go along with AI, right? There's the humans behind AI, right? And so I fully believe that there's two parts, the tools that we build and then the actual services that we have. And so I want to personally create one of my favorite business models that I had when basically like I used to be in restricted industries, right? I used to be in the cannabis industry. One of my very first businesses that I ever created was a directory, right? And directories are super freaking awesome. Anytime somebody needs anything, guess who they came to? This guy, right? They came to me, and here's the thing is they called somebody that they was able to solve their problem, and two, they said, hey, I called you because of Jeff from the directory. And then whenever I walked into town, into these conventions here in Vegas, I was the cool kid. Every single person at the booth got signed up on my directory. And here's the thing is I sold advertising. Right? Just a little tiny, I sold two types of advertising. One, if you want to be promoted, or a couple different types. One, if you want to be promoted on our site, you could buy that. The other one, if you want to have a little blue verified check mark by your name, $50. And I was slinging them all day, man. It was great, you know, and so that was the thing. And then I started to increase the price. Hey, it's $4.97 if you want to be verified. And then it was a monthly service to get advertised on our directory. Okay. And it was, or everybody, but here's the thing, it became a lead magnet because I also made it free to get signed up to the directory if you just wanted signed up. Okay. So it becomes a really cool lead magnet to be able to give away. And we're going to be able to build that entire thing in no code software.
Wow.
All right. Wow. And we're going to be doing that today.
Holy smokes.
As our starting project for this. Okay. This is going to be a group project that anytime that I'm building, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be always building this live. Okay. So the entire process, sometimes it will be instructional videos like this. Sometimes it will be just me recording and then I'm going through the process and you guys could pop up and join us randomly inside the school group, you know, and I'm just going to be streaming, building live, and we're all going to be hanging out, chatting, because here's the goal. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. And well, first, before we dive in, do you guys have any questions? And what do you think about today's project? Are you guys excited?
I love it.
Woohoo!
I love it.
Yeah. It sounds great. I'm not really a coder, but I guess when I work with people, they say I'm more like a UX type. But I think on broad levels and have a broad understanding. So
You
hopefully
don't have to be a coder.
hopefully I'll be helpful.
Perfect. Now, here's the cool thing, Troy. This idea applies to any niche, right? I have a doctor client. We're going to meet this week, and I'm literally the reason I'm doing this right now is because I'm going to be building my MVP that I'm going to be showing her. And as soon as I get on the call, I'm going to be selling it for $10,000 a month.
Holy smokes.
And now she's going to be paying for me to build out this, but for her niche with her brand and her company. And so she could sell the advertising, and she could build all this stuff. Everything's for her under her brand. I'm just using this as a proof of concept. And then I'm just going to show it to my client. Hey, do you want this built for you? You see how cool this is? You see how I just
Why
made
don't
money?
you just white label it
I could do that. However,
so you don't have to rebuild it over and over and over and over again?
Excellent idea.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Or just you don't even have to white label it. You could just, like how we have templates, you can go in and use it as a template.
There you go. And that's probably a better way to do it because everything is so personal. Here's the thing, is sometimes afterwards, some people might want to start adding additional things. Like, can you add a community? Could you make it where we could chat? That's where the custom software development comes in. They're not going to know what to do if they ever want to make upgrades to their software. The thing is people, when they get their software, it's like, think about this. Any good software is always evolving, right? So when you like deliver somebody a software, I'm going to show you guys the part that my solution, right? Like how many of you guys use My AI Team? Did you guys get the coupons last time to be able to use those credits?
Yep.
You guys get that?
Mhm.
Sticky fingers, you get that, Troy?
Yep.
You're on mute, but you look really good.
Sorry, I said I got my hands on too many honey pots. So no, but it's on my list. We'll get it. We'll get it done. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right. So here, just when you're talking about lists, all right, this is what we're going to be doing. All right, I'm going to share my entire screen, and I love that you talked about lists. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right, inside My AI Team, there up here is this little like checkbox thing. Okay, I'm going to hit Create Board, and I'm going to type in AI Directory. All right, because this is going to be my project, and I like using cool. I wonder if
Jeff, sorry, man. I had an appointment at 12. I tried to get in touch with the people, but now they're calling me. I got to jump off. There's a recording, right?
recording. This will be here for you.
Awesome. And I've got some questions for you. Thank you, guys.
See ya. Talk soon.
All right.
All right, cool. All right, so I uploaded AI Directory, and it looks like it uploaded a GIF, which is really cool because I created a GIF the other day. I wonder if it displays right here. Oh, it does.
That is so cool.
That's so cool, man. Ah, yes. All right. Normally it's just images. I didn't think it would work with a GIF, but it does. All right. That's cool. All right. Nerdy stuff. Okay. So here is our task list that I built inside My AI Team. I'm going to delete all of these because I want my own different tasks. But here, what I'm going to say, I'm going to say backlog, and I'm going to say in progress. And then this last one is going to be complete. Okay. So now here is one of the things. This is kind of our objective. Okay. So our objective with this is to create a directory that basically like create a directory.
Is it going to be more of a job board than a directory?
I would say, okay, so create a directory to add tools. All right, so we'll just say create a directory in general, and then I'm going to click into this, and I'm going to have subtasks. Okay, so I want jobs, I want tools, and I want offers. Okay, those are the three things that I care about the most, right? Because there's a lot of times people have jobs, and then you need to be able to apply there. You need to be able to put your information. You need to have tools, and you need to also be able to have offers to be able to put out, right? Like, Austin, you do custom software development, bro. My audience doesn't know that, and I don't have a link so you could get a job. You know, you see how what we're missing?
Yeah.
I could, if you had the ability to sign up to a directory today, I could get you a gig today, you know, and I could just say, check out this. Austin got signed up for the directory. Boom. And then you send out your offer and then instantly you have it. You could have your favorite tools. You could have, ooh, I want that. All right. That sounds hecka sexy. Right. So I want to be able to add favorite tools for users.
What
All right.
about like how do I say this? Have the ability to post your own tools onto the board or onto the directory.
Like post your own tools that you created.
Yeah.
You created or someone else did. Right? Boom. So I can make it where somebody else did, and then we'll find that owner. Okay. All right. That's freaking awesome. All right. So now check out this. So me and my software developer, we essentially were having the issue where you see how like this is now like in text format, right? Like if we click on this little thing, we have it on this nice little like thing. We could put it in progress. But here's the issue. The last week, well, literally last like few days, we had a miscommunication where I needed to be able to say like, no, like this button needs to do a thing. You know what I mean? Like when you click the button, it needs to be able to do a thing. And then that thing needs to be able to save stuff. Well, like, how do you explain that in text sometimes? So he was like, hey, can you make, last night, he was like, Jeff, can you make where we could do like flow charts and stuff? Literally last night at like 9:30 at night. And I'm like, I went to Bubble, right? I typed in Bubble, and in Bubble, I went to the plugins and I searched up flow charts. I couldn't find any flow charts. So I said, okay, well, what is basically a flow chart, right? Well, if you think when I do flow charts, right? When I do flow charts, my flow charts look something like this, right? I'm drawing like squares with arrows and saying like this goes to this page, right? Like that's a flow chart, right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah, or a mind map. I think a mind map.
Mind map, flow chart, nailed it, right? But essentially, that's a whiteboard.
Exactly.
Right? So in our tasks here, right? Every task is different, right? So I could say new task, right? Or I'm just going to say by domain, right? So every task is different. If I create this, click this right here, and then up here, you see how we have task, whiteboard, and coming soon is chat. But if I click on whiteboard, well, guess what we have, baby? A whiteboard.
So are you able to, so let's say you create that whiteboard or you draw something onto that whiteboard. Are you able to save it?
Automatically, baby. So look, now we have a whiteboard. All right, we're going to have what we have to have, right? So we have a whiteboard. We're going to have up here, we're going to have a little, so we need to have a little rectangle, right? Oh, if I want to delete this or undo, I can just hit back. Right? This is going to be our little sign up, okay? When we hit that, it's going to go, this is going to go to a little pop-up. Right? Now we have a little pop-up, and we're going to tell them to sign up, okay? So this is our new user sign up. New user. Okay, and I can always click and drag, move stuff, resize it, everything right here, okay? And then we could exit full screen, right? I just exit, and if I click off, it's instantly saved. If I click on this one, well, guess what? This is a whole different task with its own whiteboard. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Find new domain. Right? So now if I click on back here, I could click on this one, and then guess what? We go back to this whiteboard, it loads it up, and we have the other domain, the other whiteboard.
Nice.
Soon I'm going to add a chat right here. This is one of the things I'm going to add in the next few days. There's going to be a chat where you have chat with your team about the task, and then also there's going to be a little toggle switch that you're able to turn on the AI and chat with the AI about your entire task.
Are those whiteboards shareable with other tasks or flows or boards? Because a lot of times there'll be the same steps somewhere else with another product or service, and you might just want to copy that into another one. So if you could either like a shareable, a way to just directly share, or maybe you save to a library, and from that library, then you could import those into new boards or new tasks.
Yeah, we absolutely could do that, where we could make it where there's like saved boards and there's like a drop down or something.
Yeah, well, think about it in your instance. If you're creating a directory right now, and then you need to create a directory for a client, you need to use a different whiteboard with different people involved. Then you're just going to be copying and pasting essentially the same boards with maybe some different text. So you can just move it over, and then just change the text.
That is such a freaking cool idea.
Hey,
Because essentially the whiteboard is saved to the task ID. So all we have to do is switch the task ID in whiteboard, which we could absolutely do. And we could even change the name. That's a great idea.
can you change that logo?
Unfortunately, no. And it even points to their thing, which I was like, hey,
That's mean.
you don't do that. So if you ever want my exact plugin, it's there. Yeah. But there is like export freaking image. So you could literally like have this as an image now, and it literally prints off it like this, so you could send it to somebody and say, hey, this is what we're building. It's all in here. You could upload images up here, and then the image will appear on here too. So there's a lot of fun things that you can do with this. So hopefully this will help as you build. This kind of, the reason I did this is because it solves the issue of like, all right, well, like, what is this button supposed to do? Now we're able to map this stuff out. There's also different templates. I haven't played too much with these, but they're like brainstorming. They have like bullseye, calendars, daily stand-up, just different things that they kind of have. Fishbone. I don't know everything what these do, but
Do you not like that whiteboard team logo? Or the first thing it makes me think of is that a lot of services you could pay a little extra, and then that will be removed, or you could update it. So hopefully they're cutting you a break by letting them essentially market themselves within your platform. Otherwise, there'd be ways to help scratch their back while they scratch yours, and have that removed possibly.
yeah. I mean, I bought the highest plan. Like I didn't subscribe to the subscription. So hopefully, or maybe there's some setting that I got to find, because it'd be cool just to have my logo right there,
Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah. Or maybe there's some custom CSS. I don't know.
It's cool. This is all great.
Yeah. So this is just kind of here for us to help. And then, like I said, there's this chat. This is live. So anyone in your guys's like boards, because you could add multiple people to these boards, okay, so I could add, right, Austin, right?
Wow,
Do you know what
I have 16 different roles.
Yeah, you have like 100, right? So like, I could just add Austin, and then anytime I have in one of these directories, Austin now is going to be able to see this board and all these tasks inside of his area. And so this is live. If he updates it, I'll be able to see it on my end, and you can see who's active in the board.
It just said my page changed.
Nice.
So then Austin could edit this as well, and then can you adjust those controls? What, like say with Trello, where you have certain permissions to edit or not, view only, that sort of thing? Because I was thinking that library could be the editable by maybe people from different places, right? That maybe all want to interact, and then certain people would want to be, that you would trust to edit. Even on Facebook, it does that sort of thing where you have certain limits to your permissions if you don't want anybody. Because I actually had that happen at Trello once. Somebody went in and started changing stuff. I'm like, no. I'll pay a little extra to put these guys in their own corner.
Yeah. Set permissions for board. Yes, I could add that. There's that's editor and viewer. So we could do that too, where they're only able to view it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, depending on the person. Nothing against you, Austin. I'm sure you could edit real well.
No, you're good. No
Yeah.
offense
I
taken.
didn't think about it if there was a library, how cool that would be, right? You have a bunch of people from different places being able to look at these templates or these flows, and then there's maybe one that's saved and a grandfathered in that's uneditable, but then you do a duplicate and people can kind of all throw their 2 cents in by saying, hey, look at my version, or make it like a contest where you win the points, right?
So one thing I do think that we should be able to do within Insight, I'm just thinking about Trello.
Okay.
The board wise, is there any way where we could, so let's say I set up a specific board for creating a for a new software client, and let's say I have another one for a website client. Is there a abilities to set up like templates for those?
Like template for clients like that, where
Yeah.
you could save a template and all that stuff. That's a really cool idea. So you want to make it like, let's just say we're on these boards, and we create, like how I just created this backlog one where it was like updating the backlog and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like you want to make it where it does that.
Exactly.
essentially. And then you could hit save board layout or something.
Yes, exactly.
That's a freaking cool idea. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. So
Here's another one possibly. I'm not real familiar, obviously, with the AI team, but what I'm thinking about is, because I come from working with my mom's real estate office, and there's a platform where different offices across the country could create their templates or their flows, follow-ups for emails, these sorts of things. And then they could either turn on or off the ability to share with all the others in the network, right? So if you have a bunch of AI team users and then we create something, then it's either we keep it in-house to ourselves, or we can say, hey, yes, turn this on to be shareable with other people using the platform. So I don't know if you have that or how it would apply, but I think that's a really cool thing, so you get people across the country and another part of the world that have created something, and you can kind of copy and paste that, tweak it to make it your own.
I love that. I can make it allow public and private too. So that'd be a cool idea on there. So you could do that and you could share the boards and all that stuff. That'd be really cool. And then they could just press duplicate if they want to make their own board. We could have a little board library.
Right.
That's pretty cool. I actually this was just like a little area that, because we needed it. It wasn't necessarily something that I had any intention of making my AI team about. It's so I just continuously need now we needed whiteboards, and I was like, what are we going to do? How are we going to be able to do this? Well, it took literally, because I used Bubble was able to create this whole little process in less than an hour.
That's
this
awesome.
whole whiteboard function. And so all I did is put it in there, and now it's like a thing in here. And so Bubble is extremely fast to build, which is, and it's not coding, right? So it's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to start this AI directory part. Okay, I'm going to leave this app, my AI team, and right, we are just going to do basically the very basics of being able to sign up and put something on the board. Okay, so I'm going to go to create an app, and I'm going to name my template. So I'm going to name my app, and I'm not going to start with the template because I'm going to build this from scratch myself. And name my app, right? So I'm going to say AI. All right, I'm going to say humans behind AI. Ooh. All right, so Austin, please do not steal my domain right now.
I won't. I promise.
Of God.
I just want to go see how premium it is.
Just, I at least need a little couple minutes to go buy this. Oh man, I should have bought this before I showed up.
And he's doing it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it. All right. So I'm gonna skip the application assistant. Okay, so here is what we have. We have a blank, fresh page inside Bubble. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this index, and it has our page title. Okay, so you see this little pop-up window. If you guys haven't seen, or if you haven't unlocked the free class that I have in there, the one that we charged basically $200 for, right? And it was how to build a software in a day. We kind of break down the 3 things that you need to learn about software, right? Over here on the left tab, there's the design, then there's the workflows, and then there's the data, right? So that means the user interface, the logic of what happens, and then all the data of where you save it, right? That's the 3 core elements of software. All right. So for us, anytime you click on Bubble, anytime you click on an element, this little pop-up appears, right? You have appearance, layout, and conditionals, right? I'm just going to go to layout, and I always like to do like either row or column, and that just essentially means it stacks stuff up or it lines stuff in a row, right? With column, it stacks stuff up on top of each other. All right. And now here's the thing. I use what's called Basis UI, okay? Basis Labs UI. If I was to click and drag stuff from Bubble over here, a lot of times, like even if they're like, you're using like the groups, you see how this just comes in as a fixed square? Like it comes in as a very like it's just not there's no format into this stuff. You know what I mean? It's just so like there, so I like to use UI kits. So if I click up here, this is called Basis Lab. This is probably my favorite UI kit out of all of them. And they have what's called app shells, right? So I could literally click over here and look at all these like starter templates, right? These are just like literally like I could start with this. I think it looks terrible, so I'm not going to start with that's not too bad. I think I would like that because then it can have different like things. So I might use that one. I mean, that's interesting. There might be a header too, right? So I can go down to the headers. That really don't look like that good either. Right, top nav. Okay, that's what we'd look for. All right, so here's our top navigation, so we can see if there's like top toolbar. I mean, I kind of like this one because if you're logged in, it will show a couple different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit copy, and I'm going to copy this one right here. All right, and I'm just going to paste it right onto my page. All right, and you see how we already have, if I hit preview, like we already have something, right? Like this is the start of our directory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Like
It's simple.
You know what I mean? Like we got a header going on. We got some search stuff. Like
it just makes me think of Craigslist. This is what I keep thinking of, how this is simple, bringing in advertising. You can do real well with something that simple.
That's so good. All right. So now we have something. All right. So now here's what we could do, right? If we're into my AI team, this is our directory. Well, I could go to AI images, and this is my little cannabis DJ that I'm working on for my music. You guys, if it comes to a place near you, humansbehindai.com is redirected now. We'll get a new domain. Maybe we'll put yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not gonna give all my things away. Also, just too fast. It's not. I
didn't even buy it. I didn't even buy it. Someone already has, and it has redirected to another site.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, so at least it's the concept, okay? All right, I'm gonna use it as a concept. I have to find a new domain. I will, All right, so here we have our thing, and up top you can see where it just says link, right? We could change any of these, right? So I could say home, right? I just click on it. I could say home. I could type, right? What are our 3 things that I wanted to put into our stuff? Bam. Let's go back to here. Back to our board. Our directory. We wanted to add jobs, tools, and offers. All right. So we could add that. Home. I'm going to say tools, jobs, offers. All right, cool. All right, now we literally have that done. If I hit preview, super simple. We're coming together. Okay. If I wanted to go over here back into my AI team, and I could literally say humans behind AI, super simple logo, icon and font, right? On white background. Okay, and as we're doing stuff, we could just get our logo generated here soon. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it could give us something. Okay, so now we have search and we have action. Okay, so here is the thing that we're going to do. Action needs to be add new listing or something, right? So add new listing. And I don't really need a second button. I think I like the simplicity of 2 buttons. Okay, this right here is going to be our chat system later on. All right, so we're going to have a chat system. So if somebody messages you, it's going to get a little notification and it's going to show up right here. Okay. In here, you see how this is a little picture and it's our little avatar. Well, this needs to be our user's avatar, and that's only if they're logged in. Okay, so here's what we need to do. If we go right here and I click this, I can reveal an element tree, and I could go right here and I could see basically how this is like a little like icon, and then this is an avatar. All right, well, I essentially want to make it where if they're signed in, it's here. It shows. If they're signed out, it hides it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little group and I'm going to bring it in here. Oops, let's see if that worked. I don't think it. Oh, it did. All right, I'm going to grab a group, and you see how it kind of is fixed. I'm going to say column. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to adjust my width because this doesn't need to be very big. I'm going to say 100. And maximum height is going to be 30 because I don't want it to be big at all. All right. Actually, let's do 40. 40 is a good size for that. Okay. So now I have my group. And if I click on the appearance, I can scroll down and hit reveal an element tree, right? So that means I could find it over here, right? Well, now I actually want to drive or bring that group out. I want to put the icon in there and the avatar in there. All right, so now if I go to the layout, I can, you see how it's column where they're like stacked on top of each other? If I click on row, it will be side by side here, okay? And then I could add a little gap, right? In between there, I usually like to add 5 or 10, right? In that kind of spaces. I'd probably add a 10 on this one so they get spaced out a little bit more. Or you could also add it where they like, this automatically spaces them, the container alignment right here. All right, well here, now we want to hide this if they're logged out. Okay, so I'm going to hide this. So I'm going to click when current user is, all right, it says when current user, instead of is, I'm going to scroll down and it says logged out. And I'm going to hide it, visible element hide. And then I'm going to say when this on the layout, when this element collapse when hidden, okay? So I'm going to collapse that when hidden, so that's going to go away. This has the missing element. If this ever has that, you could go get a new one, or you can just use a little icon thing. And sometimes I like to use the icon a little bit more, because now we can have a little bell. All right. Center this bad boy. All right, now if I click on this and I hit preview, you see now what we have? We have a nice clean header up at the top where it says add listing. There's a search, and then we have our header. If we're not logged in, it goes away. So now it went away. We have our first logic. Okay. Now let's make this add listing work. All right. All right, so if we want to click this, I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to go to a pop-up because they're already created. All right. They're already nice and beautiful. And I'm going to make a pop-up /login. So this is going to be like 2-in-1. All right. So if they're not signed in, it's going to show one page. If they are signed in, it's going to show another. All right. So this is our pop-up. And I'm going to say pop-up title. And I'm going to say here, I'm going to say add listing. And what I like to do is whenever I create a new pop-up or anything, I like to first make the open and close function work. Okay. So right here is the little like button up here. I'm going to grab a new icon because this is like missing an element. And I'm just going to hit close, which is the X. Make this thing red and delete the other one. All right, and now I'm going to go to appearance. Make it when you hit the button. All right, so you guys see, this is our first time that we're going to be working in like workflows, right? So we've been just doing the design, which is on the front end. Well, now if we click workflows, add workflow right here, it's going to go into this little workflow area. Right here is the same button as here. So if I click on add workflow, now it comes to our workflow. So this says when this button is clicked, do these things. You see how easy this stuff is? This is not coding. This is drop downs and like it's super simple, right? So now I'm going to click right here where it says click to add action. And I'm going to go to element action and it's going to go to hide. Or if I just want to type up here, I can literally just type in hide, right? Hide element. What element do I want to hide? Well, I want to hide that little pop-up that we created, right? Remember how we create a pop-up? Let's see. What did we name that pop-up, right? Naming pop-up's important. We have add listing, and we're going to call it pop-up, okay? So this is the pop-up name. And then I'm going to go back to workflows, and we're going to say add listing pop-up. You see how it's right on top? And that hides it. Well, how do we show it? All right, well, if I want to show it, I'm going to click on this button. And I have to click add workflow. And now we are going to show, right? I can just type in show element. Okay, show, add listing pop-up. All right, and now we're going to hit preview. All right, we got a beautiful thing. If I click the button, pop-up title. Woohoo!
That's sweet. Yeah, this gets. I didn't know about all this stuff. I appreciate it.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sexy, huh?
Sick, yeah.
Could you also,
Yeah.
instead of even having that X button, could you make one of these buttons after you hit submit, it closes it and takes you on to the next page?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So sometimes they might just want to close. Sometimes, okay, you're saying, hey, look, like there shouldn't be a close, right? Right. But at least we know, right? If I just press the button, oh, let's go back here. If I press the button, open, close, open, close. You see how easy it works? Super easy.
Yeah, but
you might say, hey, we don't want that. We don't want them to close it. Why would they close it? You know?
right, if they're adding a new listing, that's their goal.
Yep. You could. I like to make it where those just simple functions are always there. You could just totally delete it if you want.
Understandable.
100%. Right. And so now we're going to click here where we said this on the text. And I'm just going to say add new listing. Okay. Here, what we could do is we can say listing type. Okay. Listing type. And this is an input, right? So we only want tools, jobs, and offers. Okay. That's it. Tools, jobs, and offers. Well, how do we do that, right? How do we make it? So inside there's something called data. And this is not something that I used at the very beginning. And I wish I knew. And it's not necessarily a traditional data type. It's just setting up where you give people 3 options. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to what's called option sets. And this even has a little like learn how to use it because they understand how freaking hard it is, right? So I just like using it because it is better, right? So I'm going to skip tutorial because I already know how to do it. And I'm going to say, what would that be called?
User types.
What is that?
Technically, they're user types.
Listing types, right? Listing types.
Listing types.
Right? Listing types. And I'm going to hit create. And then I'm going to say tools. So inside the option, right? Don't create. You see where it says create new attribute? When I first did this, I was clicking that button because I just click the very first button I see sometimes, right? But actually go down to where it says new option and then type in your options. Okay. So I typed in tools. I'm going to type in jobs and I'm going to type in offers. Okay. All right. So boom. All right. So now we have our tools, jobs, and offers. Well, if I go back into design, I can scroll down here and they have what's called a drop down. Okay. So I could click and drag the drop down right over and it's going to say placeholder. It's going to say choice styles. Okay. And I'm going to say dynamic choices and it's going to say type of choices. And I'm going to say option set listing types. Okay. Super easy. Choice source. It's going to be all listing types, right? Because I want to give all those options. And then current option display. So that means it's going to display the word. And then the default value, I'm just going to say tools, right? So that means it's just going to say tools always there first. And then placeholders, I'm just going to say, let's see. So listing type. Okay. So now, woohoo, we got someone joining. Someone wants to join the call. Callan, what up? This guy Callan is my developer, right? So if you guys didn't know, when I can't do stuff, who do I call?
Callan.
I call introducing. Is he showing up? Hopefully he shows up. Oh, let's see. Hopefully he joins us. All right. Hopefully, if not, right? If I don't know something, I call Callan, okay? Right? So that's my secret. All right. So I call Callan and he helps me with stuff. All right. So you guys, look, we have a little logo here. I kind of dig it, but I'm going to keep hitting generate. Okay. Anytime you have stuff like this, think about this. If I had a graphic designer, I'd have to go back 100 times and we'd have to do all this. I'm just going to make one. Done is better than perfect. Okay. What up, Callan?
What up?
Hopefully you can hear us. He might be at work listening to this, right? And so I'm glad you joined us. We're creating a new software. And so I'm glad you're here. All right. So if I click on add new listing, right now, look what we have. We had this little drop down. How cute that is. Look at this. And you see how it's already styled? Like we don't have to do any of this. It comes out of the box clean when you use like toolkits, like UI toolkits. Okay. So if you really care about design, use UI toolkits. And I can make this if I click this part, right? It doesn't go all the way over. I could click over the layout and I can make it a not fixed width, right? And now it kind of goes all the way over. I hit preview, add listing tools, super clean.
So, Jeff, question for you, because a lot of us are not probably going to have the money to buy for basis UI.
Yes.
You are, and so I'm just wondering to show it without like the whole process without the basis UI. I know it's a lot. There's a lot more steps.
Yeah.
But there's going to be people that are not going to have the money to
use the UI kit. And they're like, oh, dang, what do I do? All right, well, here's the thing. Everything that you could do, right? Now, if I click on, you know how we just made a pop-up?
Yeah.
Well, if I want to make a pop-up, I could drag a pop-up over onto the screen. Well, it just made us a pop-up, right? So now I have a pop-up right here, right? So let me go back to this, pop-up B, right? Well, now we have a pop-up right here. So it's just here, but you see how it's a fixed layout and it's, it has like gray background and it's all dark. You know what I mean? It's not styled, right? So that's why I do use it. And if I drag, you could make it where I could set column and I could adjust the width, right? And I could say max width 600, right? And then I could come in here and I could adjust the gray out background, right? So you could adjust the background color. I usually like to do 30, so you could adjust it. You could over here, you could click in the text and you could bring it over here, right? And now I have text and I could say add listing. And you could make it, you could work with the stylization from here. And here's the thing is I encourage you to actually do that. Because here's the thing is somehow that guy made a UI kit and you just said, Austin, it's expensive. Do you understand? He sold a UI kit to someone like me because I don't know how to do all that. It's hard.
Exactly.
So if you learn how to do all of that and you spend the time just knowing how to do that one tiny bit, well, guess what? You could sell those too,
Exactly.
you know? And so find a way to do that, make it look beautiful, do your design, you know, and learn that really. There's all you have to do is type in YouTube, how to make bubble design, how to format.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
how
I
to-
was just
know?
kind of saying it for the people that probably didn't have the 299.
100%. Right. So I'm gonna delete this. One of my favorite things, you see how in Bubble it says delete all children.
So funny.
All right, cool. So we have our tool. We have our logo being made. All right, that's pretty cool. The humans. All right, I'm gonna
Alan
keep
said bubble plan B.
Bubble Plan B. Bubble Plan B.
You said
yeah,
delete
bubble
all
plan
children.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Man, that's really bad dark humor jokes. I just can't say it. All right, so yeah, so here is, we're gonna keep just generating this. I just know that sometimes the AI logo that says, all right, I just know sometimes the AI doesn't do it the first time. That's all right. It will get there one day. All right, so we have our listing process. I'm gonna add listing where you can do this. Now here is the thing. We need to make it where if they're signed in, they could add a listing. Do they own this or is it somebody else's, right? So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do too, is if I click on add listing pop-up, we're gonna have to have different things based off different listing types, right? If you have a service or an offer, it's gonna be different, right? So there has to be essentially different listing suggestions, right? So here's what we do. Okay, so if I click on this group, let's see which one. So I have a couple groups in here, and I have these other groups right here, right? So I have these other two groups on the left-hand side that are all in groups by themselves. So they're kind of loose, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a group container and I'm going to drag it over right underneath this listing one, okay? And I'm going to make it where it's a column, change this layout. And what I'm going to call this one is I'm going to call this tools, okay? And I'm going to call this one tools. And then I'm going to drag these other options into this tool group. Okay. Now check this out. This is why I'm going to do this in a sec. I'm going to show you. Okay. So inside Bubble, there's something called custom states. All right. So custom states essentially means data that's not saved. You don't need to save it. You need to have it dynamic. So when a user does something, the page does something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not saving the data, it's just changing the state. All right, so you see how I have tools right here? I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it into the same group, right? I'm gonna paste it, right? And now I have tools copy, right? Well, we're gonna call this jobs, okay? All right, and I'm gonna paste another one. And we're gonna call, this is tools copy 2, and I'm gonna call this offers, okay? So now we have tools, jobs, and offers. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one, I'm going to type in right here. I'm going to say domain. And that's how I know it switches to this. I'm going to say over here, I'm going to say, this is a job. I'm going to say job. What would we call it? Job title? Job title? Is that what we call it? Let's look at monster.com. Monster.com, right? How do they have their listing? Sign up, log in, post a job. All right. So let's do, what is that? Plan B, bubble, stop present. What was that sound? I don't know where that sound came from. All right.
I didn't hear it.
All right. All right. So we're just going to search a job. All right. And this would be called job title and description. All right. So job title and description. Okay. So here, job title. And I'm actually going to switch these two. you could move things inside a group by hitting next, and then it just moves it down, right? So I'm going to say job title, and then this one's going to be job description. Okay. All right, so I have domain up here, which actually, I actually want this one because domain is simple. Previous, and this one is going to be a little description. Okay. And I'll probably add a logo, right? If I wanted it where they could upload a logo, I could have it where they could go. I go to upload and picture uploader. Just drag that right there. And I'm going to say picture file. So this is going to be, what is this called? Listing type, domain, description. So
Logo, upload, tool logo.
Tool. Thank you. Thank you. All right, tool logo, right? So it says upload an image. I'm going to say upload tools logo. Okay. And then now we're going to have that right there. I could center this because maybe I think that's cleaner. And if I click in here, I can make it, you see how it says apply spacing in the gap? I like to add 10 because, I mean, now it's not so crammed, you know what I mean? So, okay, so now we have tools. We have our tools, we have our jobs, and we have our offer. And then offer, I'm going to have offer title here, previous, and offer description.
What about the rate?
For the rate or for the job?
Rate for the offer.
The rate for the offer, like, oh, how much, like, because an offer, like maybe how much the price, maybe there's a price.
Yes,
So,
that's what I meant. Price.
Okay. Price. Okay. All right. So here's what's cool, right? So if I click on the tools, I could go to layout and I could go collapse when hidden, right? And I could hide this thing, right? So then it's not, you know, I'm not working on with so much, right? Collapse when hidden and then hide with jobs, right? Same thing. All right. And so now I have offers here, tools, offers, and offers copy. Why do we have offer copied? Okay. Offers, offer description. Okay. So I think I might have made another one. All right. Offers. All right. And then now Austin said price. Okay. Price. Okay. And then we're probably going to need like a link, right? Link.
Yeah.
Okay. So input link for offer. We could change all these. Input price for offer, right? Offer title, input offer title, and then input offer description. Okay, this is us naming it. Okay, but now here, if we go to this where it's this input and I click on the tools, we could actually make it where we have a dynamic thing now. Okay, so if I go to conditional, I go to define, and I could say when, and I could say drop down listing type, value, display is value display. Let's see, is tools, right? Then this element is visible, and I'm going to do copy and I'm going to paste. And so that basically copies this conditional and I could paste it again. So now what I'm going to say is drop down listing tools I'm going to make it not visible. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy this conditional and I'm going to do the jobs, right? I'm going to paste it over here and I'm going to say drop down listing value is jobs, make it visible, paste it. When drop down listing is not jobs, make it invisible. Okay, same thing to offers, right? Paste. When drop down listing is offers, make that visible, copy it. When it's not, make it invisible. Okay, and now we're going to make sure it hides it, collapse when hidden, right? You want to make sure it's collapse when hidden. And you could animate this if you want, right? And then where it slides up and down, right? If you want that little like cute little animation. Right? I'll animate it. And then I hit preview. Okay. And we have add listing. We can see our tools is here. Domain, description, add logo. And you see right here, it still says jobs and description. Well, something's not working, right? So I go to the jobs, conditionals, and it says value type is jobs. Well, I want that to be value type is jobs, correct? And then this one is not tools, is not jobs. Make sure that's updated, okay? And I'm going to make sure this other one is the same, okay? Perfect. Refresh. Add listing. Tools is our first one. Jobs. You see how it switches? Dynamic, job title, job description, offers. Boom. We have business.
Great job. That's cool.
All right, Jim's showing up to class. Heck yeah, way to go. I'm glad he knows that we're still here. Look at that. Humans behind AI. I love this logo. This is sexy. All right, I could refine and scale this, right? Refine and scale. So this gives me a nice big logo. And then once we have a nice big logo, we're also going to be able to remove the background and have it as a scalable PNG, all right? Whenever that's done. All right, so now I go here, add new listing. Now we actually need to make this where it saves the data, but the user needs to be able to sign in, okay? So I'm going to go here and let's go to add this listing again.
Can I suggest something?
Yep, what do you want? What's up? What you got?
Before they even add a listing, they need to sign up.
They need to sign up. Okay, you're right. Okay, so before they even
kind of built out step 2 before we built out step 1.
All right, I agree. All right, so now they need to hit add listing, so it needs to go here. So now what we could do is we could say add listing pop-up, and you see how everything in here is in this group down here. Let's minimize everything. Boom, the tools. The jobs, the offers, okay? And we have these two things. I don't really like 2 buttons. I'm a 1 button type of guy, okay? So I'm going to center this down here, and we could make this where it's not like such a fixed content. What is this? All right, so we'll switch this in a sec. All right, so
Well, one thing
says we need a login.
Sorry, one thing to think about is with the 1 button sort of thing, I'm trying to think of where I've seen recently, but there could be an add another listing, right? So they're not going back out and back in. So if you have multiple listings to put in, it's like add listing or add another listing, 2 buttons, but that's just a thought, not necessarily a recommendation. It works either way. It's a thought. And I'm going to have to bounce. I'm super excited to learn all this stuff. And I wish I would have not set my appointment, so close. But yeah, I got to go, and I look forward to watching the replay. I'm glad to be part of the family, and I look forward to watching this later.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Can't wait to get listed.
Nice to meet you, Austin. See you, Colin.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We could take a breather, take a little stretch. Glad you're here, Jim, Callan. Heck yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah, sorry I was late, man.
Dude, what do you think of it so far? Have you got to see it being built?
Look, I haven't. I just jumped in, haven't seen anything yet, man. It looks pretty cool what you guys were just doing.
Yeah.
Had to put a door in this morning on the house, so
Okay.
I was woodworking all morning.
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, beautiful. All right. So here we go. We are going to now, what Austin just said is we jumped the gun and we got to make it where they create a user login. All right. So here, add listing this is the whole like group C. Okay. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to call this new listing. Okay. New listing. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a conditional to this thing too, right? So what we're going to say is when current user is not logged in, is logged out, make this thing invisible, okay? All right, so when this thing, we're going to make it invisible and we're going to hide it. All right, so we're going to make it collapse when hidden, okay? So we're going to collapse when hidden. All right, so here's what we're going to do now, because I want that to be the next page, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. Actually, yeah, we're going to copy this. Or I'm going to click on Basis Labs, and if I go over here to the, let's see, they have menus. Nope. They have, let's see, authorization, right? They have nice sign up things. Okay. I like this sign up page. This is a full on sign up page, right? So let's see what it does. If I hit paste, right, it's probably going to create a new page, right? Sign up shell over here, right? Well, I don't want a whole new page. I literally just want them to sign up on one single thing. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy the group, and I'm going to pop back over here onto the index, pop up onto our add listing, and I'm going to paste that whole thing right into here. And I'm going to move it to the top. There you go. Where does it go? Where'd it go? There you go. All right. So this add listing up here, I actually want, okay, so that's going to be in there. So that is going to be there. Perfect. All right. So it's going to say create your account. We're going to go back in here. I have my logo. I'm going to hit remove background. And let's see. All right. Now I have a PNG. All right. Let's see my logo. Looking kind of good. I don't know what happened, but it's see-through. All right, it'll work. All right, so I'll go back here. Logo, dynamic image, humans behind AI. Create your account. Love it. Can we make it a little bigger? 55. All right, create your account. I'm just going to say first. First, create your account, or let's just say create your account. Create your account, name, email, password. All right, and this one will be the login, okay? So this is going to be called create account. And I'm going to have one for login, which I'm going to go grab it from the other one in a second. All right, so now we have name, email address, and password, okay? So if I click on this, this says input name. I could put input name, input email, and input pass. Okay, and input pass. All right, and what we could do is this now. This now we could delete this because, I mean, we could have it where they could sign up to terms and conditions. I guess we'll have this because we're going to email them. It's just not going to work right now. So just not going to do anything. All right. So I'm going to hit create account. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have add workflow. Okay. And if you see right here, actually what I want to do is I want to have them create their account. Should I have them upload a little logo when they do it? Or should I have that edit them when they edit later on? I think I'll have it when they edit later on. All right, so I'm going to go back to like workflow, okay? And basically when I click edit workflow, it's bringing me over to here, these workflows, right? What I like to do is I like to add stuff to the workflow folders, and folders are just so you can keep stuff organized. Over time, your app will grow, right? So I'm going to have, this is going to be sign up / login. And then I could always have it here. And then you could see it's over here in this workflow folder area. Okay, so that's what I like to do, just so everything is like together in one area. Okay, and then I'm going to have it where it signs the user up. Okay, so sign the user up, and I'm going to say email, and we're going to reference our input email, and it's going to be the value from that. Then we're going to say password. We're going to reference our input password, and we're going to say the value from that. All right. Require a password confirmation? No. Send an email to confirm the email. You could do that. It will probably be smart, and then it stops a whole bunch of people, you know, like you're actually getting legit subscribers. I usually don't. I just hope that they're the right subscribers when they log in, right? And then maybe it'll just say confirm your email, right? So, yeah, I don't know if we should have one of those pages or not. Dang, this is, if we have some issues, we could later on add this. I don't think we should have some issues on the sign up. All right, so I'm just going to have it remember this email. I'm going to hit yes. So I'm going to sign the user up. All right, and then basically I could send an email or something on their welcome. Right now we're not going to do this. We'll do it a little bit later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the element, which is going to be the sign up or new user, right? So let's see. Actually, I don't know if I named it the group. I named it create account. All right, so I'm going to hide create account, and I'm going to show element. I'm going to show new listing. Okay. And you could make it where there's a little like alert, right? So I'm going to add a little alert to the new listing, and right up top, and I'm going to say basically center that, and I'm going to say account successfully created. All right. And this is going to be, this will hide itself essentially, collapse when hidden. And then I could show that alert. Okay. So I'm going to show message in alert box, right? So basically that shows alert. Okay.
What if
What
it
up?
took it straight to their profile page where they could set up their profile?
Yeah, absolutely. So we could definitely do that, right? So now basically that's a great thing, right? So so now we could have it where they could have a little profile, right? So I think that's a great step. Let's see if we got this login and our functionality works first, okay? And add this listing if we have this. So this is going to sign the user up. You see how we, on the front end, we're collecting user information, like we're collecting the login. However, we don't, in our database, we don't have it. So if I click on data, if I go to data types, we have one data type that's already created for us, which is the user. If you see, it has user and it has email, and then date created, modified, and slug. Okay. We're going to be using slug very often in this build because we have to be able to get ranked by Google. Well, the slug is how we do it. Okay. So if I hit create new field, now we're going to say name. Okay. And I'm going to hit text is our field type, and I'm going to hit create. And we're also going to be able to have them have a user profile image. Somebody joined the class. Heck yeah. Troy. All right. User profile. I'm going to set this to image. Okay. User profile image. And we could have them update this later. We could have a default, which we can just have this as the default, which is going to be our little logo. Welcome back, Troy. If we could hear us, welcome back, man. All right, so now we have this. This is when the user signs up. So I'm going to go back into the workflows, and I'm going to sign the user up, and I'm going to say now this name. And the name is going to be the name element, input name that we reference. It looks like there's two. So where's another one? Drop down name, domain, title, offer. Let's see, do we have two of these? Input name, input email, input pass. I'm just going to input name, sign up. All right, make sure I use the right one. All right, so input name, sign up. All right, value. Okay. So now that's going to sign up our user. Now, let's see what else we need. So that's going to sign the user up. That's going to hide the account created. That's going to show the new listing, and it's going to show the alert message success. Let's see if that's true. Okay, add new listing, create your account. Let's go, boys. Woo-hoo! All right, create your account. My account name is Jeff. Jeff, the creator. No, I'm going to put Jeff Caldwell. All right. Email caldwell.jeffrey. Email.com. Pass. Nice. I like that it already blocks it out. All right. So beautiful. And then I'm going to hit create account. Account created successfully. Woohoo! Look at us. We're doing things. Okay. Now, did you see what else happened? You see how I also logged in right here. Look at that. Pretty cool, huh? So now we're logged in. We have our login option here. Well, now we want to do what Austin said, where if we click it, our profile, right? So I can add our listings now. Super easy and clean. I love this. All right. Okay. So now let's make it where you could add your profile. And I'm going to go here, go to design, hide my listing pop-up. All right. Now here's what we're going to do. If I wanted to add a profile thing here, like I said, there's a difference between being able to just go in here and use, like what Austin said, is the containers, and being able to drag and drop and build. I like using Basis Labs because literally I'm pretty sure they have a whole entire like profile thing for us built already. So page utilities, loaders, typography. Let's see, where would this be? Blocks. Look at this, account setting, which is like a little profile settings, which that's pretty close. So account settings, forms, authorization, marketing. Let's see. Dude, I don't know if I see any of these like, I mean, this is like our profile thing. I kind of like it. However, I feel like it's just not, I feel like it's just not the greatest. So this one kind of works. A profile info. I'm going to go to profile settings. I kind of like this one. All right. So I'm going to hit copy, and I'm going to paste this onto our team, our page. And this is our, I'm going to move this to the top. Align to parent. What is that? Okay. There you go. All right. So this is our setting page. Why is that not
Z-index.
Z-index? What does that mean?
Z-index puts everything
Floating-
on top.
Floating Z-index. Oh my God. Do I want that? Is that what that is? That's a freaking Z-index bar. Do I want that up there? I mean, I guess I could have it. It's above index. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to see. Okay. So this is kind of, it pushes it way up here though. So how big is this Z-index thing, man? All right. How big is our top bar? All right. So our top bar, if we look at the layout of how tall it is, it's 64 inches. So if I go to settings, I could adjust our height, our margins to our top, and I could just type in 64. That's 600. All right. Let's just go.
You mean pixels?
Yeah, right. So that just moved it down, right? Okay. So now if I hit preview, let's see if this shows, right? Boom. Got a profile. All right. We're doing something. All right. This is pretty simple, pretty clean, pretty easy. All right. I'm going to make it where it's not so big. And I'm going to say the max width is going to be a percentage. And I actually like it to be like 90. So it kind of pulls off the sides a little bit. And I'm going to center that bad boy. All right. Where is the center? I think it is centered. Okay, preview. All right, so now it'll all be 90% of whatever our profile image size is. It even works on mobile, okay? All right, so now we have it where we have our profile page. We could make it, this is gonna be where essentially like, if you click on this, it's gonna show this. All right, so I kind of want, let's see. So sometimes what you could, what's that?
Can I add something?
Yeah, please.
So I feel like essentially, so someone's going to the profile if they have to edit something.
Yeah.
Not even their main profile, but if they have a tool they have to edit, if they have a job they have to edit, if they have an offer they have to edit.
Yeah. Okay, so let's make it where these things are pretty basic, which is like, this is going to be essentially like their name, right? Name. This is going to be, we'll probably have like email, and this is going to be like bio or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's right. And then this is going to be like a multi-input because it's probably going to be a little bit bigger than normal, right? So super simple on this thing. And then as a data source, we want to add bio, right? Okay, so bio, what we could do is call this button save, right? And then we could also make it where, so this will save essentially their stuff and update. So if I click on this, this says up picture profile, input name. I'm going to say input, edit name. I'm going to say input, edit, email. All right, in multi-line put, edit, bio. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have it where it saves, add workflow. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to data and we're going to say make changes to a thing. And we're going to say current user and things to modify. I'm just going to hit add all fields and it's going to say name. And we're going to say edit name, value. We're probably going to not make it where they could edit their email, right? Because that they probably don't want to do that. We could probably just have that. So just name and bio and profile pic. All right. And then let's call this bio. Did I not save that in data? I thought I did. Oops, nope. Called bio. And this is going to be text, create, and bio. And so this is bio, multi-line input, the value. And the user profile is going to be edit. Let's see, what was this called? Picture uploader. Picture uploader. Boom. All right. And that's going to be the value. And that's going to save. Well, now we need to have a little alert that says it was saved. Add that here. Center on the page. Profile. Saved. And go to make collapse when hidden so it's not showing on there. And then we're going to say show alert message and profile saved. Okay. So make changes, profile saved, and we're going to preview. So now we're going to click this, upload our image, which for me, I'm going to have a GIF because GIFs are cool. I'm going to say Jeff Caldwell and bio. You are awesome. All right, our GIF uploaded, hit save, profile save. Let's see if it populates up here, which we haven't made do yet. All right, so I'm going to go to design and I'm going to click on this avatar up here. And you see where it says data source? I'm going to say current user, current user, what is this?
Type of content.
Current user profile image. Nope.
You got to go to type of content.
Oh, okay. You see how it's using the static image down here? Clear. So it's using this image down here is where it's using. So I'm going to hit dynamic data, current user, profile image right here. Okay. And now if I hit preview, we should have a nice cool GIF as our image.
I broke it.
Legend. All right. Here it doesn't say our name in our bio. So what we could do is I could click right here. And you see how it says placeholder or initial content? I could go right here, current user, name. Okay. Same with the bio, initial content, current user, bio. And now if I go to preview, my user, my bio, and then we just need to set this profile picture to do the same. Dynamic image, current user, profile picture.
The purpose.
Nailed it. All right, a profile set up. Okay. Super easy profile. And now you see if we click on homes, tools, jobs, nothing really happens. Okay. So now let's make stuff happen. Okay. So this is our settings. I'm going to call this our profile, right? Our profile. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I'm going to have our pages be data option sets. Okay. So I'm going to call this pages and I'm going to hit create. And our new option is going to be profile. And then I'm going to have home. And then I'm going to have tools. And then I'm going to have jobs. And then I'm going to have blog eventually. Blogs. We don't have to have that now. And then I'm going to have offers. Okay. And then I'm going to move offers up in front. Okay. So we have profile, home, tools, jobs, offers, and blogs. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say in the conditionals, when get an option. Oh, wait, actually, here's what I'm going to do. You see how we could click page index? All right, I'm going to click on page index. And what we're going to do is we're going to create something called conditionals, okay? Where essentially it's like a setting a state again, all right? So if I click on this little eye up here, this little eye on the page itself, and a lot of times you could do it on the groups or anything, there's something called add custom state. All right, so I'm going to click add custom state, and I'm going to call this page. And I'm going to call the state type is actually going to be called the options, that which is going to be called pages, okay? And the default value is going to be home, all right? Because I always want it to be home, right? I want that to be the default. All right, so what I'm going to do now is on this profile, I'm going to say when the index, like when this page, right? So when this page, the index, and I'm going to go and I'm going to get our custom state from here now. Okay. So this page here. Okay. And I'm going to say display, actually the choice, let's see, where is this? Pages display. Let's see. When index page is, all right. So when index page is, and I'm going to say profile, this one element is going to be visible. When it's not, it's going to hide it, okay? When it's not, it's going to hide it, all right? So here's what we're going to do. Now we actually want to make that thing work, okay? So if I click on this profile, the avatar image, if I click on this, I want it to actually do something, okay? So I want it to go to the profile page. So I'm going to go to add workflow, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to set element. I'm going to go to element actions, and I'm going to go to set state. Okay. And the state I'm going to set is the index because that's the page that we're on. And the custom state is going to be pages. The value is going to be profile. All right. You see how easy this is? This is going to work. This is going to work, baby birds. All right. Here we're going to go. All right. Well, now if I go to preview, remember our default state is home, right? So our default state is home. Well, if I click this profile thing, well, look, it worked. It shows our profile. Well, I haven't made any of the other buttons work, so let's make it work. Okay, so I'm going to design, and I'm going to click on the home, and I'm going to say add workflow, And you see how we have this, let's see, where'd this go? You see how we have this avatar? And whenever we click the avatar, like sometimes this thing's going to get big, right? So I want to have, I'm going to call it workflow, and I'm going to create a new workflow. I'm going to call it navigation. And I'm going to hit OK. All right, so now we have a navigation part, and that is going to be in our navigation folder. Well, same thing when I click on home, I'm going to edit workflow, and I'm going to put this in the navigation folder, right? So now, if I click on this navigation, I just have two options, so it's just kind of easy. Well, this one says set, I'm going to copy this one. So I'm going to go back to the very first one we created. I'm going to hit copy, the step 1, and I'm just going to paste it into step 2, into this other one. And then I'm going to set this one where it says home. Oops, home. How come that didn't work? Let's try that again. All right. Value, home. All right, there you go. All right, so set state page home, okay? So now if I preview, we're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna hit profile, I'm gonna hit home. I'm gonna hit profile, I'm gonna hit home, okay? Well, now home needs to have something built, okay? So if I go to Google, you see how simple this thing is? You see how simple this little search bar is? And then you have all the stuff underneath, okay? So kind of what I wanna do is I want to have it where it is a very simple thing. So let's get some inspiration, right? Look at Yelp. All right, how does Yelp display their restaurants, right? How do they display everything? All right, they have all of these like activities, okay? So here's what we're going to do. You see how there's these activities and they have 1, 2, 3. All right, they have 1, 2, 3. So we could have the same where it's 1, 2, 3, and people are able to search on something like this. It could be 1, 2, 3 with this, where it actually says like a search right here. So let's do that, okay? So let's have it where there's a search bar, this, and then 1, 2, 3 like this, okay? What do you guys think? You guys think that would be clean as hell? Like, search words.
So I love it.
Then there's going to be the things underneath. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go to design. And I like using inspiration from other things, right? So Google's bar is super clean, right? I love Google's bar. So pretty much we can have, let's click on Basis UI. And let's see if there's any cool marketing ones. I think that this kind of meets our needs. This one has like a little search. Let's see. Join the wait list. That's clean. It's kind of like a call to action. So let's copy this. And let's see. Let's see. And now what I'm going to do is this is the profile tab. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to hit paste, right? So now we have a profile because that kind of already has our logic set up. And I'm going to delete all children. All right. All right. And I'm going to rename this and I'm going to call this home. Okay. So I'm going to call this home and I'm going to say when this one is home, make it visible. When this one is home, make it visible. All right. And inside this home, I'm going to paste our, that's profile. So I don't want that. Inside of our home, I'm going to paste our Basis Lab, marketing, which is going to be this email call to action looking thing. Paste here, paste, right? Join the wait list. That looks terrible. All right, I'm going to go back in here and I'm just going to go into maybe like an input. Let's see. Inputs. I kind of like this search right here. This input with text icon. So I'm going to hit paste. And that has a label. I'm going to delete the label. I'm going to add an icon to the beginning. I'm going to hit search. search, delete the one behind it. Inset group, what the heck is that? Undefined, delete. Now we have a search, right? And I'm going to say, I'm going to search, what is this? Inset input. Initial content, inset input. This is supportive text. Let's see. I don't actually know if this is an input. Initial content. Okay, that is an input. Okay, so inset input is just called differently. Weird. All right, I'm gonna say search AI tools, jobs, and offers from AI experts. Okay. Nailed it. And we're going to hide the profile and make that where it actually collapses when hidden. There you go. There's our little search. I'm digging it. Let's check it. We got our search. If I click on the profile, we go profile. If I click on home, we go home. If I click on tools, it doesn't do anything yet. All right. So now we have our search. I want a little bit more direction. This says activity. Let's see. Nearby friends and following. Okay. So we're going to go here and we're going to just add that little functionality. All right. Well, here, let's do this first. We want, we have a search bar. The next thing that we're going to want is another group that actually does and performs the search. Okay. So we have home. We're going to add into here. We're going to add a group. Okay. And in this group, we're going to say this is going to be our, this is going to be our, how to say, advertised listings. Yes, because that's
What
going
if
to
those were your categories?
our categories.
Because there's going to be separate categories inside of tools, inside of jobs, inside of offers. There's going to be different types of categories, and that's the high ranking categories inside of those areas.
Okay. All right.
So like tools, there's going to be productivity. For jobs, there's going to be developer. For offers, there might be design.
Ooh, I see. That's really good. Okay.
Yeah, hey, and I'm driving right now, but I'm listening. And you had talked about, I think, a directory that you set up before where you had the qualified, or you can get basically pay to be at the top. So you might want to create that option now, or maybe you do that later. I'm not sure.
Very cool. All right. So
where we have the spot where he has it, or we're building out right now, I feel like right there is that should be like the or even it could be the most searched categories, and then the next below it would be the what you could call promoted, or whatever you want to call that.
Okay, very cool. Okay, I like that idea. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call this one list, like all listings. And what we're gonna do is inside this all listings, we're actually gonna have three. We're gonna have pace. We're gonna have 3 listings inside this thing. All right, like 3 like little like areas, a sense, right? So I'm gonna delete that. Duplicate this a couple times. So make this a little bit bigger. And boom, we have our listings. Then we have our here. And then This one is going to be, so we're going to go paste again. All right, so these are like stacked up and down. I'm going to say it's a row, so it's going to all side by side. And I'm just going to add text into these really fast, even if it doesn't look great, just to have my columns. And I'm going to say tools. And this one's going to be jobs. And this one is going to be offers. Okay. So we have our tools, jobs, and offers. I could center them where they're here, and center them. And these could be, we could make this later where this is the verified section and the first ones are verified, right? Well, what we're going to do now is I'm going to add another group inside this, and this is going to contain our repeating group, okay? So a repeating group is, let's just say we create a listing. Well, those listings has to be like, essentially like, they have to be in order, right? They have to be in like where you could order them or rank them or any of those, okay? So we need to be able to have them in order. Well, if I go up here into our Basis Labs, we could also see that they also have some like, what are these called? They have list items, which are going to help. And then they also have like repeating groups. Okay, so I'm going to copy this repeating group. And I just like the way that they're styled, and I'm going to paste it in here. And you can see we already kind of have a pre-repeating group here. All right, well now what's in the repeating group, right? What's the data that's going to be repeating in this first one, right? It says type user, but we haven't really created our actual data for our listing yet, okay? So we're going to go to data types, and we're going to go to new type. And the very first one is going to be tools, right? Because that's what we're going to create. And we're going to have tools creator, and we're going to say tools, we're going to say domain. This is a type is going to be text. We're going to say logo, and this type is going to be image. Boom, image. Then we're going to say description, and that type is going to be text. All right, and then logo, domain, description. What else? What else are we requesting from tools, domain, description? We need to make where that shows or doesn't show when you're logged in. All right, and then tools, domain, description. Could there be other things that we have on there, like
Reviews.
Freaking Austin, bro. Reviews. All right, so now
And so
reviews.
in a sense, you could have it to where basically, okay, you have 60 users on my AI team. What you could do is you could have it to where you could set up a button to where you send a link out to that person, say review us on so platform.
Dude, I love it. All right, so here's what we'll do. Reviews are going to be its own type, right? Because we want to be able to attach reviews to like the tools, the jobs, and the offers, okay? So I'm going to type in reviews, and that's going to be a new data type, and I'm going to hit create, and I'm going to say it has creator date field, and I'm going to say review text. Okay, so this is going to be text, and then review text. It's going to be from users, and I'm going to say rating. And then that's going to be a 1 to 10 number system. And then is there
a way you could set up stars?
Yes.
And I got something for you. I'm not sure if this is the right place. Like I said, I'm driving, but I'm listening. But something I thought about is I use Feedly a lot, and you have the option to show images or not show images that are part of the article. So if we have images here, maybe it's for a product, service, a logo, whatever, people can put in their image. But it's just so to have an on-off switch for the user to be able to see listings with images or without images could be good, because sometimes those images take up more space or load time possibly. And then have that image probably off to the left or right, not at the bottom, so as not to take up space when we have a whole row of listings.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. like a simple mode or something like that as a filter later on. That'd be cool. Yeah. All right. So here's what we could do inside this tools. We could actually add a new field and we could call it reviews. And here's what's cool is instead of it being text, we can make it a data type and now it references that review. And we could say this field is a list. So we could see how many, we could add multiple reviews to this one thing. Okay. So now our data type itself has reviews and now it's always this data type over here. All right. So we have this, and then I'm going to say upvotes. Okay. Upvotes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this users and I'm going to have this as a list. All right. So what that means is I'm going to have it where the user could upvote it. And then it adds that user to the upvoted product. Okay.
There's the product hunt feature I was looking for.
There you go. Yep. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have this and I'm going to go to the design and we have a repeating group and this says number of rows and I don't want it to be a set number of rows. All right. I just want it to be a fixed. And now we're actually going to click on our repeating group and I don't want it to be user. I want it to be the data type is going to be tools for this one. And I am just going to sort by, okay, remember now in data type, let's go back to tools. Let's say verified. Okay. And this is going to be a yes or no, right? So this is going to be a Boolean, which is called a yes or no. All right. So it's a yes or no field. So it's, are they verified or are they not verified? Okay. And I'm going to make it after they submit a listing. We can make it where, hey, do you want to pay for verification? And then somebody will review this product. Okay. And then they'll have it verified. And then we're also going to say promoted. Okay. And that's going to be a yes or no. And that's going to be a product. We just added 2 products to this. You see that? Promoted, which is going to be a monthly service, and verified, which is a one-time fee. Okay. So now we have 2 products. And if I go into our design now, and we have here, I go to our repeating groups in our tools, and then I click on the container. I'm going to pass in our data source, which just says current cells tool here. And I click on the item, and now we could actually have current cells parent group tool, and we could reference the tool itself. And now I'm going to say description, domain. Oh, we actually need to have a name, right? A name for the tool. Name, field type, text. Okay, so this is just going to reference the name of the tool. Well, I could also add an image in here and then make this 25 by 25, maybe 35 by 35. All right, and then I could make it roundness 20. So now we have a nice, cute little circle. And inside of here, we could make it where it is a row. So it goes side by side, make this here, and add a little spacing in between these. Tool name, add a little spacing. We're going to add a 10 in between all on these. Okay. So now we have a little spacing. The image is going to be a dynamic image, and we are going to say parent tools logo. And now we have this. All right. So we have a repeating group for our tools. Okay. So if I go now to our preview, we actually haven't set up our tool button. All right. So let's go to our pop-up. List pop-up. And I remember we had it where we needed to fix something in here. Right? Our account, create account. When the current user is logged in, this needs to be invisible, right? So current user logged in, this item is invisible, right? So collapse when hidden. All right, so that will go away. And then now what we need is inside of our listing type. So we go to new listing. Are you guys learning a lot through this? I hope you guys are.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Hell yeah. All right. So inside the tools, I could add a button. Okay. So I'm going to add a button over here, and this is going to say add listing. All right. I'm going to say add AI tool listing. Okay. And I'm going to hit layout, make it not a fixed layout. I like to make my buttons a little round with like a 10, just to kind of clean them up. That's a blue color. It's kind of ugly, but I'll fix it later. I'll have my wife design a brand. Okay, so listing type, domain. We need to make it where there is a name. All right, so I'm going to go make first. Let's see, listing type. All right, so that's going to be domain. We're going to say AI tool name. All right, and input tool name. All right, then we have domain, description, upload tool logo, add tool listing. All right, that's pretty much everything that I could think of, and we could always add more because remember, there's CRUD, right? Create, read, update, delete, right? So right now we're creating. A few seconds ago, we just did where it reads it, and then later on, we'll make it where you could update and delete them as you see fit. Okay, so I'm going to click on this AI tool listing. I'm going to hit add workflow, and we're going to go here. We're going to go to data, create new thing, type, tools, add all fields. Description is our multi-line input. Let's see what we called it. Go here, multi-line input, tool description. Okay. Tool, multi-line input tool description, and the value of that, the domain, same thing, get the domain. What did I save this as? Domain input, domain for tool, tool name, input tool name. All right. And domain, input tool name value. And now we have logo, tools logo value. The name of it is going to be tools input name. Promoted, right? We're going to say no because they haven't promoted yet. Reviews, they haven't added yet, so we're going to delete it. Upvotes, they haven't created yet. And verified, they haven't done yet, so we're going to hit no. All right. So now it's going to create the tool, and then we're going to reset the inputs because we want to make it where they could create another one. And then we're going to hide that all list add listing pop-up. Okay. And let's see, based off of everything, I think that should work. All right, so we're here. All right, you see we have our tools, our jobs, our offers. If I create new listing, it pops up magically here. It doesn't show our other one anymore. All right, so I could go to tools. I could go to jobs. It will switch to jobs. It will go to offers. It will go to offers. We haven't set those buttons up yet. All right, tool name. Guess who's first, baby? My team. All right, domain. All right, HTTPS.
You shouldn't even have to put the HTTPS.
Yeah, you don't have to, but I kind of want it just in case. Description. Let's see. AI ultimate AI tool for agencies needing to manage AI and humans. AI and humans in the same place. Upload my logo, my AI team logo. There. I should probably make it where there's a square one. Add listing. Boom, baby. Y'all see that?
You're the first.
You see that?
So here's another thing. Are you gonna charge people for listings?
Free listings.
Well, free listing for their first, but what if they, because one thing I would think you would probably come across is people spamming the heck out of it and having fake listings on there.
That makes sense. So maybe there's like a different level of account where you could add more listings or something, you know?
Exactly.
That's a really good idea. So now we go back into here to our checklist, to our brand new thing. All right, you see this? Look at, we're doing stuff. Tools. All right, so now we need to make products. Make products. There's going to be verified. There's going to be promoted.
Alan just came up with a good idea, an affiliate link.
An affiliate link? What does that mean?
To send them to, so you have an affiliate link for the directory, you send them to there. If they sign up and become a paid customer, you get an affiliate commission.
Okay, so I'm going to try reading this to analyze what he says. Okay, so Callan says, this is going to be an amazing solution for building directories of tools that you send people to with your affiliate link. Yes. 1000%. And if you want to list, like, here's one of those things, like, this is really helpful for me to list all my affiliate stuff. Now, if you get it where it's your affiliate link, well, then you just want more listings, right? And now you could have the option for $7 a month to add more listings. I love it, man.
This is going to be awesome.
Love this. This is so fun. You guys see how fast we could create a freaking product? Like, this is 2 hours into our training. We already created all of this, and I'm legit, genuinely freaking excited. Like, this is clean, right? Like, it's pretty simple. It doesn't have to get complicated. And we could have this. Okay, so now we can have tools. Soon we'll have the search feature like worked out. Let's see. The jobs will work. The AI will work. Let's see. What we could do is you could even make it. So I was going to add right here where there's an icon where you could essentially like up, right? So there's like an icon where you could like essentially like vote it up, you know? I don't know if we should have it where it's like a thumbs up feature or like an arrow, you know? And it's like
an upvote.
Yeah. And essentially, so like now, like if I wanted to do this, so I'm just gonna put this like tool name, right?
This
so
will be the new product hub.
Hell yeah, it would. All right. So now what we could do is I could make it where add workflow, and I could add action, and I could say data, make changes to a thing, and I could say current groups tool, and I could say upvotes, add current user. Okay. And now watch this. I could go to right here, and I could make it where only when current tools upvotes doesn't contain current user. Okay. So now what I do is I could copy this and I could paste it here, and I could say when it does contain this one, when it contains this one, well, then we're going to remove from the user, from that group. Okay. And now what we could do is on this little icon, we could go to conditionals, and we could say parent groups tool upvotes contains current user. Then we're going to change the icon color to green. Okay. So look how fast we just made our upvote system. Upvote, green. I click it, it removes it.
That's awesome.
Now we have an upvote system, right? We are Product Hunt.
What's going on, Troy?
What's up? I made it to my. I'm getting my haircut.
Woohoo!
So yeah, I made it to my destination. I was just trying to see how to check chat here on mobile, but yeah, this is freaking exciting, super cool. I'm stoked to dig into the tools that are shared as well as the tools that you're showing that you're using right now, because that's just like when I jumped on and you said you don't have to be a coder. I was like, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas and I just don't want to learn all that language.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, of
to
course.
spend some time diving in with drag and drop, and I already think like that anyways. In terms of when I was at home on my desk, I could have showed you this UX tool or this deck. But yeah, it's super exciting and I'm super stoked. So thanks for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Like, and Callan says it does help sometimes. I think he's talking about the coding stuff, like having prior coding knowledge. Because Callan is a traditional developer and he does have coding knowledge. So that's why I always send all the hard stuff to Callan.
Right.
Because anything I don't know, I send to him. However, everything you could see in Bubble, like very rarely do I hit a limit that I'm like, how do I do this? Like how do I get to the next level? And it's very rare. And so, but it's not like to say it doesn't happen, but most of the things could happen. We could do in no code. It's everything I've ever wanted to build, I could build in here. So
Jeff, one thing that because I was kind of on YouTube the other day and I was realizing you can build a Chrome extension with Bubble. You should build like a miniature my AI team with Bubble.
yeah. So here's the thing is I was doing a couple things like that. I'll probably just launch it instead of just keeping it on my hidden, like here, I'll share my screen and you can kind of see what I was working on too. So because AI could code, right? AI could write code and you could code. I like traditional coding. Well, Callan actually does Bubble like Chrome extensions too, but here's one of them that I was making. It's called Screenshot Extension. And the idea, it was taking a screenshot and then you could just type in what you're like dealing with. And so it was like, hey, how do I do this? And it would just take the screenshot and deal with what you're needing. And it was almost like asking AI what the issue is, However, I do like, you could embed an iframe. So you could embed your entire Bubble software into a window of this also. So you could build it fully no code like this. And, so
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
there's a lot of freaking cool things to do. I'm excited to see what you guys do. So yeah. All right. So this is starting the directory. We have our logo. I mean, this is coming together.
Oh yeah.
Like we might be able to launch pretty fast, man. All right. So now here's the question. Okay. I'm going to be, when I get motivated to do stuff, right? This is obviously a scheduled coaching call that we all jumped on here and we built this. However, I want to get this up and running. How would I best be able to continue to build this and show you guys it went for like, because there's going to be times that like, hey, 7:00 at night, I want to build and launch this. Should I keep streaming this and recording it and just drop it in and be like, hey, I'm going to jump on and code, or what do you guys want me to do? How do you guys want me to do this?
I mean, that's one way you could do it. You could send out like a see, I wish with school it was a little more like, so when I get a notification from school, I don't get a notification. It all goes to my email. So it doesn't really, like, the notifications don't really help from school. What I guess you could do is you could, if everyone has you on Facebook, you could put a post out on Facebook, say I'm going live in the group.
Okay.
Wasn't there an email and a text or push notification option to select when you jump on school? I thought there was.
Let me double check.
Yeah, there is a thing that emails all people, but it's like a 72-hour like notice that you can only do it every 72 hours. So
I mean, not for personal messages, but for something that's loaded up. But I would do whatever's simplest for you. So if it's simplest, just to load it or record it at 7:30 at night when you're in the mood to code, develop, then just record it and put it on there. And then otherwise, the only other option would be so that maybe you're not bombarded, or sometimes you feel compelled to or pushed to. Oh, I have to go at 7:30 at night. Now I'm driven to go do this when I'm. So you could limit it to, or just do it every morning rather than just in real time. But whatever you want to do, I think whatever is simplest for you makes the most sense right now.
Okay. Do you guys like? Yeah, Callan says school needs a more robust notification system. Yeah, they do. I think they're also going to try adding live streaming too, so we could just stream right into those things. You know,
That would be awesome.
Another thing you could do if you are doing this just to put get people to come on with you at 7:30 at night instead of just doing it by yourself is put a post in school saying I'm putting together a messenger list. If you want on it, this list is for when I am going to get on to code. If you want to get on with me, I'll send an email blast through Messenger. And anyone who wants to get on can get on. That way you're getting what you want out of the situation.
Okay, cool. Do you guys like these little coding sessions like this? Do you guys like doing this?
Oh, I love
think
it.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's cool.
Okay, so
I'm
definitely something I should
so
keep doing, huh?
far out of my depth. I absolutely love it. Like it's like exploding synapses in my brain, like things I've never thought of before. And it's like, oh my God, I'm still thinking of when we used to have to go / command, and a bunch of other stuff just to get on to play a damn game. So to the fact that we have come so far from that to now, you can just drag and drop and build a damn software. This is just absolutely mind blowing to me, man. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. When I discovered Bubble, I mean, guys, it took me 7 days to get from start to finish till I got my first $1,000 paying customer.
That's awesome.
7 days from when I learned and started watching YouTube videos on it.
Nice.
And
Wow.
then here's the crazy thing. He immediately told 10 of his friends. I made $10,000 in that first 10 days.
Sweet. I don't know. I keep wanting to say rad for some reason. That's coming back into my vocabulary. Yeah, this freaking rad.
And all it is, I mean, so it's the same thing with this, right? We're building a directory. We're going to make it free as a lead magnet for people to get listed. I'm going to set it up where after they create a listing, it just doesn't automatically go to that next page. It's going to say, hey, do you want to promote this listing? Do you want to do this? I'm going to have those little verified. I'm going to have the upsell process right there. And if they click yes, it will take their freaking credit card. You know what I mean? Like it will go through that process, and I'll stream that on next session. I just don't want to keep you guys too long. And I have an appointment with my wife. And so, yeah, this was awesome. Thank you guys for joining. So I appreciate you guys. So.
Thanks for sharing. No, it's rad.
Alrighty. Jeff, just let us know when you're going live again, and we'll be here.
Cool. Love you guys.
Appreciate it. Love you too. Later, Jeff.
Bye.
Later, Austin.